So guys, welcome back to the Road to 7 Figures in Funding, the series where I'm documenting everything live, transparently on YouTube, the wins, losses, lessons learned. Today's day 10. If there's any trades, I'll let you know. So guys, I apologise for the lack of uploads, but the reason for that is there's literally been no trades. On the account right now, I've took 0 trades, which is the longest period of time I've ever not took any positions. And that's because of the elections, that's because of my style. I take on average about 8 to 12 trades per month, so that can average about 2 a week. And this last couple of weeks, everything's been moving, and I tend to get into positions when they've slowed down and we're looking to catch the move before it occurs. And because of the volatility and because of just the setups, I've not been able to capture any positions. So I didn't want to upload videos where, you know, there's nothing to talk about. Obviously I will make a video today. If there's no trades, I'll still upload because I want to update you guys on my risk management and exactly how I'm going to approach this challenge, and just to update you guys on what's been going on. Guys, these were some of the pairs that were on watch, but they just didn't present entries. As you can see on Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, we double topped or we're consolidating. We had a good bearish engulfing on the Friday. So yesterday I was looking for the continuation. We did get the continuation, but we didn't pull back far enough. As you can see, we were trending up. We broke down. I wanted to see a retest of this area. We didn't really get there far enough and ended up selling off. So that was what we were looking for, but we never got an entry. So that's why we didn't take a position there. Some of these are quite similar. Again, just didn't provide entries. This is looking quite nice for the rest of this week. We're obviously relatively overextended, as you can see. We broke below this low. So if we're looking, again, for a quick pullback move, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days oversold. So we'd be looking for some kind of trend change on this 1 hour. Obviously, at the minute, we're just making lower lows, lower highs. But if we can break out, make a new high, pull back, continuation just to this 4 hour 50, because this is still in a downward trend and we're in a downward trend on the daily, so we have to be very careful. But that could offer potential opportunities coming into tomorrow. So if I get that, I'll upload and show you guys. And again, this is similar. We just need to wait for this trend to change. But that's pretty much all I've got on watch at the minute. Again, this is looking quite nice. But again, we've just got to wait for the deceleration to occur on the daily, which means this is slowing down, this trend to change, and look for the continuation. So that's the main things I've got on watch. Again, no trades taken, which is a shame, but it is what it is. So guys, I've been getting a few questions asking which prop firms are best to use. Like, why am I using FTMO? Do I think they're the best? For me personally, I would continue using FTMO because they're the most credible. They've been around the longest. And I've had prop firm accounts with true Forex funds. They went bust. I don't want to risk an account going bust or a company going bust and me losing an account. And obviously, you can never guarantee that. Anything can happen in this space. But if FTMO have been around the longest, are the most credible, and, you know, as far as I'm aware, the most transparent, I'm going to be wanting to go with them. So if any of you guys want to do a challenge with them, then I've got a link in the description. It would help me out. It'd help you guys out. If you're looking to do a challenge anyway, it helps support the channel. But yeah, I appreciate it. So guys, I wanted to discuss my risk management plan with this account because, as you guys would have known, with the 25k account that I had that for 3-4 months. And as much as I want to get the account gradually and risk manage exactly as I normally would, I also want to get to the live account because that way you can start getting payouts. So what my plan is start with this 100k account, because I haven't took any trades at the minute. As a lot of you will know, it's been extremely slow. My first trade, I'm going to risk 1.5%, so $1,500 per trade. Then if I go into profit, I will then stick with that. If I go into drawdown, if I get to 5% drawdown, I'll lower it to 1% risk. Now this is not controversial, but you have two arguments. Number one, you could argue you should trade the funded account phase 1, phase 2 as you would with the live account. You know, stick with maybe just 1% risk management. Don't go too aggressive. And don't risk blowing the account, because if you blow the account, then you've got to repay it again, and you don't want to keep repaying and trying to restart over again all the time. So I get that argument, and that was the argument that I had before on the 25k account. I was just slow and steady. But the other view that I've had recently is the quicker you get onto the funded live account, the quicker you can start getting payouts and making money, and that's what we're here to do. There's no good being on the funded account stage for ages. Now, I'm not saying in one day or 1 week I'm going to be like, you know, some of these other people on YouTube that sit there and go, I got my funded account in 3 days. I'm not saying that at all. I mean, you still have to risk manage. But I'm thinking, do I risk manage slightly more? Nothing too risky, like 3-4% per trade, but just 1.5%. If I get a 1 to 2, that's 3%. So yeah, let me know what you think about that. At this current moment in time, that's what I'm going to do. Go 1.5% risk. Yeah, so let me know what you think about that, guys. Also, updates on some positions. Look how overextended this Euro CAD is. This is also another potential good position for the next couple of days. If we get some kind of bullish momentum on the daily and then this trend changes, we make a new higher low, breakout above the 1 hour 50, above the pivot. Obviously, that's today's. It'll be more likely tomorrow or Thursday. Then that could be a good opportunity. This was a potential position that I was looking at. You might have remembered it from day 5 or 6, maybe. I can't remember which day, but I was looking at this, so you can look back at that video and see. But the only thing that, and the reason why I didn't take this position is because we didn't break below this low. My criteria is a break below the 1 hour 50 and retest of the 0.382 and the 1 hour 50 and the pivot, which this did occur. But because we didn't break below this low, it's automatically, we haven't technically changed trend, so that could be a trap. Now in this case it did play out for 3.87%. This was during the election, so it was extremely volatile, which is again another reason why I avoided this. And like I said, guys, they're the trades that can mess you up mentally, because I'm sat there thinking, well, why didn't I take that position? Did I miss that trade? In hindsight, I would have made 3.87%, so that's what, with 1.5% risk, I don't know exactly what that is, that's like 5% towards this funded account. So they're the positions where it can mess you up, because you can see a position that you know is low probability, low criteria, because it didn't clear that low. It broke below the 1 hour 50, but it didn't clear and make a trend change on that time frame. It's not as clear. So they're the positions which you can get FOMO, and you can then make poor choices, which can affect your overall results. So it's important to stay focused, understand logically the reasons why you didn't enter that position, even though it did play out, and that long term, it's about the process, not the outcome. And in the long term, it's best to avoid those trades under those circumstances with the elections and the probability of the setup playing out. So guys, this was a potential position I was looking at yesterday. I had it marked out. I didn't take this trade. And again, this is why. Look at this. It's just range bound. When I enter these positions, I like a clear direction, trend direction. And yes, again, this is like what I mentioned earlier in the video. These trades can play out. And yeah, this would look nice, a 1 to 2 down to these lows. And it might play out, it might not, I'm not sure. But look at this. It is literally just ranging, you know, sideways. And the problem with these positions are they just become low probability. So I had it marked out in case, and if I took it, I would have shown you guys. But I want to show you now that sometimes these winning trades can mess you up more, because if this just went on to lose, I can sit there logically say, oh, well, it lost because we're ranging. It's obviously going to lose. But if this plays out, you can then talk yourself into, should I took that trade? Why didn't I take that trade? That would have been a 2% winner, etc. So the problem with those positions, when they do move in your favor, when you have it marked out like that, is you can get FOMO of, oh, I should have took that trade. But the problem is, if I keep taking that type of trade, look how you can see how range bound it was. If I keep taking those trades, they're going to lose long term. So short term, in the next couple of days, I could have been up 3-4%. But then I get a sequence of those types of trades again. I take them and I end up being down 6%, because these are the trades that you sort of need to avoid. Everyone can see that's range bound. And although it broke below the 1 hour 50, rejected it, the 0.382, good risk reward. If I lost that position, I'd be sitting there going, look, we can see why. It's just range bound. There's no clear direction. So they're the ones we have to be careful with. So guys, I'm going to call an end to this video. There's nothing else on watch. Tomorrow is looking a lot more promising, which is good, because I want to be uploading, I want to be trading, I want to be showing you these accounts, and it's been so slow. So I do apologize, but again, there's nothing I can do. Everyone in my community that I'm in hasn't took any positions either. So it's not just me. It's not just me, not fear of taking positions. It's been slow for everyone. So for the style that I trade, it might be different for you guys, but the style that I trade, but we will usually, after a slow period like this, where everything's developing and waiting, you then get multiple opportunities. So it's just being patient and waiting for that. But yeah, I appreciate the support. Like I said, guys, if you're looking to do a challenge, I've got an FTMO link down below. It helps support this channel. And if you're looking to do one anyway, I'd appreciate it. If not, just like, comment and subscribe. Help these videos get out to more people. And yeah, I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. If there's any positions, I'll see you tomorrow.